Dun, 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 dun. Well, today is a wonderful day.
It is a wonderful day. We're alive and breathing.
We are alive and getting blinded. Blinded by the light. All right, before we start this madness, got a couple things I got to check out here. The Shaggy Rifleman is in first place tonight. Welcome to first place, Mr. Shaggy. Hopefully the dentist has done well. Hopefully you're feeling well. We got Mario. We got Steve Headley. Who else we got out there? We got the
Gamaliel.
Oh,
What is up, Mr. Ortiz?
what up, Ortiz? Michigan Watch, what's going on? Doug B. I skipped a couple. Hold on a sec. Steve Headley. Big countries out there. Big
Nice.
country.
What's up, big country?
We got Bad Billy 429's in the house. Everybody's starting to pour in. We got Tim Davis, Robert Warren. Appreciate everybody showing up. So, how much time we got left?
Thanks,
Ray?
DW.
How much time we got left, buddy?
About 3 hours.
About 3 hours. An old X-ring here. And when I say old X-ring, I mean birthday boy.
Turned a big old 5-0.
The real 5-0. So now you can officially be 5-0 and not just feel 5-0. How's that?
Yeah, I guess.
Well, wishing you a happy birthday tomorrow.
Big Country says your package should arrive tomorrow. All right, I appreciate it, Big Country.
So, what everybody wants to know, Ray. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
How is it having a...
Being old is a state of mind.
No, that's not the question.
All right.
How is I know you did a
Thanks,
video. We got the Mini X, got to go to that competition, did well. She did really well. Congratulations, Mini X, if you ever watch this video. But it's probably tough trying to shoot and help out, right?
It is next to impossible. Even for me, and maybe it's because my daughter, and I just wanted to make sure that, she had all the right, data and everything else that she needed. It is really tough to manage trying to shoot a match and basically get all of her dope and data and make sure she knows where the targets are and everything else. So it's going to take a little bit of work. Because of that, and you don't even know this, I've decided that for the PRS series, I'm not going to shoot. I'm going to let her take my spot.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
I actually just made that decision today.
Dang.
So,
Breaking news.
So yeah, I won't be shooting that. I'll actually just make sure she has everything she needs, and I'll let her shoot the voodoo. And I took all the weights off of it.
She able to throw it around?
A little easier to manage. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot easier to manage.
Well, that is shocking news. That's cool. Cool for you to do that. I see Pop's Quest is out there. And
What's up, Rob?
Rob, so Rob, obviously but maybe some of you guys out there don't know, but Rob shot his first PRS match. You may have seen some of the video action that we did, live stuff, but even doing that, where I was getting data on previous engagements just for that rifle. He was shooting the same rifle, and then loading mags and getting him ready, and even that was a little tough. So I can imagine you're getting data for both the CZ, your rifle, trying to get.
If it was the same rifle, it wouldn't have been as bad because
everything's the same.
Correct, but then I would go shoot it, and then I'm trying to run a Kestrel on the CZ, and I was just like, man, this is a lot. And
you had Kestrel issues.
Yeah, I did. Well, not so much issues, but I had two Kestrels with the exact same data, and they were giving me different output. Go figure.
Yeah.
They go figure. But
so that's frustrating.
No, she's really excited about doing it, and she had a great time. We had a good time this weekend. Just her and I just spending some time together, and
You're welcome, Rob.
I released the video. She hasn't been on videos in a while, and there were some comments about her wearing makeup and stuff like this.
That's what girls do.
It's my third daughter, and she is. They all go through that stage where they want to experiment with makeup and they put it on too heavy, and as they get older. You know, she got so upset with me. She got so mad.
Oh, I don't know if you should say this.
No, I'm not going to say anything bad. It's just, you know, if you've got daughters, you know what I'm talking about. When they get to that 13, 14, 15 years old, it changes, you know, and a lot of changes going on. But
well, it's kind of like if one gun is good, 10 is better. But they utilize that on the makeup side. So if 1 gallon of said makeup is good, 10 gallons.
We weren't the type of parents that were like, you're not going to wear makeup till you're 16, and you're not doing this, you're not doing that, and you know you have to learn. You have to learn on your own.
Yeah, it's probably an art form.
What's up, Otter?
Got Otter out there. What is going on, Mr. Otter? Man, 0.
Pop says, I have 3 girls. I get it. Yeah, what's up? Yeah,
what's up?
Yeah, because I've been through it with the other 2, and you know, the irony of it is you know, she's got friends. She wears too much makeup, and she was saying that a year and a half ago, and then now it's like, honey, you're doing what you said.
It's growing pains, right?
But yeah, that's right. And you know what? She's having a good time with it, and I started thinking even more. And we're not going to get into politics or anything, but now more than ever, it is very important to pass that torch on to the younger generation. You know, somebody even commented that, well, there goes their chances of getting into so-and-so college. And I was like, yeah, absolutely. Snowflakes are melting, you know.
That's right. Burn them down.
You know, because they've demonized the shooting sports so much. I mean, you know, growing up, did you guys have a shooting team or anything like that in school?
No.
No,
when I was in high school, though, we had a few guys that would run. Remember the old rifle racks?
Yeah.
On the back window?
Oh, yeah.
We did have a couple of those. But no, there was no shooting teams, at least that I was aware of. I don't know. I shot every day. It didn't matter. I was shooting squirrels.
Oh, Kenny out there. Kenny. I dread that time 16 years from now. Oh, Eagle Eye, I need to talk to you anyway. Might be able to work something out about what we talked about yesterday. So.
There you go.
Yeah. So
Stratos 27, welcome.
So I'm going to devote my time and energy. She actually told me, she said, you know, I really enjoyed the match, but I want to shoot more pistol. And I was like, now's not the time to shoot more pistol. Yeah. I was like, let's stick with this rimfire stuff for now.
That's right. So. We got bricks of ammo for that right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Crazy.
But no, I've been talking to Kenny. You know, she won that Zermatt, that Rimax.
Yeah.
And so I might have something built up for her with regards to that, or, you know, just do something custom. Kenny and I were talking yesterday. He's got a Remix he's working on, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
That'll be pretty cool.
Yeah.
What is it?
Well, I actually called the match director today to see if I could get her added in. And he was like, dude, it's already sold out. It's a waiting list. So I was like, you know what? I'll just give her my spot. She can shoot it.
But you're going to give up the whole series?
You know what? I might shoot one here and there, but it'll be once she's kind of to the point where she can run her own data, gets her own game plan and everything else. So the difference between like you and taking Rob out there, it's like, hey, Rob, you see those yellow targets? You see those? Yep. Those placards? Yep. Boom, done. You know, he puts a set of glass on. He's shot already. He's been shooting a long time and he gets it.
Yeah.
Whereas when you have someone that's newer, it's like, which one? And I will tell you
that match was tough.
Everything
match was stacked like this, so all you saw was targets like that.
Yeah, that's it.
It
was a field of targets.
You're like,
you
which
shoot
one's
this one twice, go back to that one, and it was like, holy crud.
Yeah.
And honestly, she didn't screw any of that up. Once she got it in her head, but you know, it's taking the spotting scope, getting it set up, say, look through here. Do you see that green one? Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
No, it's not that one. It's
not that green one.
Not that one. The other green one.
Yeah.
It was challenging, and
I wish you wouldn't have done that video yet because I had some footage of you guys shooting.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. I didn't know because we were on different squads. So all that happened, and it was you know, got to meet some great folks again. You know, I won't say full names or anything like that, but you know, Bill and Macav and Larry and of course, Rob and you and Matt were all there. So it's like, you know, a lot of good folks, a lot of good friends. And of course, Kreiderman was out there. I don't know if he's watching tonight, but
not yet.
What kind of Thunder Beast is she going to get? Shut out. I don't know.
No, it's only good.
I'm going to call and talk to Zach and some of the other guys. And I don't know yet. We're still working on it.
Yeah, when that left the prize table, I was like, oh.
Yeah, everybody's like, oh.
Which is really cool. So Thunder Beast, you can go to a lot of competitions and you will see that they have sponsored as far as when it comes to prizes. Man, they do the
unbelievable. They really do.
This one, they gave away 2 suppressors. One was for
Thunder Beast, one was Centerfire, and you know, it's funny.
Rob, this is the hat you won me, buddy.
Wasn't there supposed to be 2 Vortex certificates? I think they only called
one. 3. Vortex scopes? Yeah.
Yeah, but they only called 1, I think. And then, Athlon had donated a spotting scope, and I didn't get the email on that. We didn't even have it on the list.
I never saw it on the list.
Yeah, he said he sent out.
I saw the Bushnells.
Yeah.
There was 2 of those.
It said it was funny when you said I sucked balls.
Yeah, I noticed you left that in there. Thanks.
Well, you said it. When do we ever cut stuff like that out? Never.
Who put that? God, my eyes suck today. Who said that?
He lost some certs. Yeah.
I probably walked away with everything's upstairs still. So Bill Sweeney, he ended up picking up a Vortex poster. So I got that.
Yeah, you got the banner.
I got the banner. I got Rob won, and he got me a hat since he never wears hats. And I picked up and then Kreiderman gave me the XLR
chassis.
Pro chassis, 50% off.
Nice.
Which I'm probably gonna give to Matt. And then the hell did I win? Oh, the weather thing. We should do that right now. We should give that away. I mean,
so Tim Davis, you said, what did you win?
You
still have a chance. You still have a chance in there. No, and Rob made a good comment. He said it was a sea of 100 targets and they weren't well marked. The venue itself, I'm a big shout out to Dallas for putting that on, because I know it's a lot of work to put on a match, especially with all the COVID and everything else. I think he was getting a lot of pressure. I had some comments about, people wearing masks and everything else, but it was actually a requirement for the match, and you were allowed to take it off when you were shooting, but you had to wear it every other time. And I'm not a huge fan of the mask either, but we got to play by the rules if we want to play their games, right? So I had a great time. I probably would not have chosen that venue if it had not rained for a month. That's still, the venue was just not. Of all the matches you've shot, what did you think about the venue? Forget the organization or any of that other stuff. Just the venue itself.
Okay, be more specific with venue.
The place that we shot, the range.
It was a shit storm.
Okay, so there you have it. Definitely not rare. Most NRLs usually all in one bay.
Oh, you know what the best part is? Before you get going on that?
Yeah.
We were walking down setting up targets with somebody, and there's somebody that's normally shoots there. He says before there was like shot up refrigerators and shit everywhere. So, I
don't doubt it.
So they did clean it up.
Yeah, this was in the middle of nowhere basically, and it was a place to hold a match.
Did you already say where it was? We probably shouldn't.
Well, in the video,
we talk so much about it.
Well, in the video, I mean, we said we were around Charleston.
I don't give 2 shits.
But it was the low country stretch at started with an M, Maltese shooting range.
I got to keep my mulligan.
Pop's Quest said
I got to keep my mulligan.
Said it was a shot hole.
It was a shot hole. There
it
you
was
go.
A shot hole.
I got here's the shirt you got. You know what? I am impressed that they gave away a shirt. It's not the greatest shirt, right? It's not nothing on the front.
Did you draw that?
No. Oh, might as well have. But they actually.
What exactly is that gator doing?
I don't know. He's shooting targets. Damn it, boy. He's got a rifle.
Yeah, but what is that behind the bullet? Is that like the wadding from the shotgun shell, or
that's one of those?
Is that a 3-piece bullet?
Yeah, that's so you can.
What is that?
Oh, it says 2. I don't know if it's supposed to be like that. It says 22 LR on it, so 22 LR. It's actually got the case though. That looks like.
Is that the case?
It looks like.
Hopefully
they always do that.
Yeah.
But I will say, most places, I was a little pissed. Which
Matt Gibb said, I'm betting that the range owner also owns the local car wash.
Yeah,
exactly, because that is a guarantee. Because I had to spray my truck off. It wasn't mud, guys. It was like compressed mulch. Okay, so it says Vortex.
I know, but this is from Bill. So I wanted to give a shout out to old Bill. Well, I got to put it up still. I haven't done that yet. Wow.
Oh boy, you just made a big mess.
Yeah, it's all good. Put that right there as it falls over. Okay, so can you pull this up on your phone? See what it's worth?
Yeah, let me
Then
check.
We'll give it away. Then we'll give it away.
We don't want the viewers to see what we're giving away yet.
That's right. And here is the 50% off. I did cover the number this time. I'm getting a little smarter in my old age. This one is one of the winnings for 50% off, the MB Pro or an Elements 3.0 chassis. So that's pretty cool. Excited about that. I think old Matt's going to end up with that.
I don't know. I think
it's the blue version.
I think it's about $80. Look at that.
$80.
Yeah, this is $80 prize, guys. You giving away an Asian wife? No Asian wife here.
All right, so this is the Weather Flow. How many people we got in here? We get up to 90 people will give this thing away. And we got to get more thumbs up. So I'm not going to give this away since you guys are being all slackers and shit. Show some love. Show some support. Hit the stupid thumbs up button. We'll get to 90. All we need is 7 more, and then we'll do it. I want to see some thumbs up, though. You guys are lazy bones.
Yeah, Joaquin asked how old was that church. That church was built in like 1752, and it's on the way to Edisto. I used to go to Edisto quite a bit, and I always went by it, stopped in the parking lot. There was always a ton of people. And so I told Minnie, I was like, hey, you want to go check this church out? And so we got to go check it out and went inside, and the place was desolate. I mean, tons of graves there. Headstones. A lot of them were were illegible, but there were some dating back to like 1701. So
damn,
the graveyard was there before the church. Church was actually burnt down twice by the Brits and then someone else. It was actually cool. It was really cool. I was glad I got to add that in the video. I think I might start doing that on the videos, just make it seem a little more personal than just shooting.
See, that's the problem. I went through all my video footage yesterday to make a video.
Who is this Steven Story guy?
What am I missing?
Which one? This one? Yeah, there we go. Boom. He's gone. You gone.
I don't even see what it said.
Thumbs down this video, and then he's one of those. He's a troll.
Well, we're gonna make sure Steven wins something. Push!
There you go. Wait. I actually have something. No.
There
you go.
Steven, don't melt. Just leave.
Sheeball61 wants to know what age did she start shooting. No, I never started her off young or anything like that. Matter of fact, she just was always at the range with me shooting when I was shooting matches. So she was always around it. So she knew, what the commands were, and she knew about all the rules of gun safety. I don't think she actually even fired her first firearm until she was probably, 9 or 10, maybe. And I think I put her on a video about when she was 10. Was she 10 or 11? She just turned 11.
She was 11.
And I put her on the AI, and she hit the target at 1,000 yards. But, it was just something that I never pushed. You just know her dad did it, did a lot of shooting. And so she's just now getting started in it. But, she went to that transition where I got her on the videos. The videos did really well, but then that kind of creeped me out because a lot of the comments and some of them you can remove and everything else. And as a dad, it gets you thinking a little bit. It's like, I don't know about all this. I mean, one of her videos got like 700,000 views or something insane, something that my channel will never do.
Yeah.
And so we pulled her out of that for quite a bit. My wife didn't have a problem with it or anything, but she was getting to that age where she was getting braces and
she was getting recognized.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Which was
getting a whole lot more recognized than I am, and guys, I have a very, very small channel, but Rick can tell you, we go somewhere. And
we were at Walmart the other day.
We walked into Walmart.
Someone recognized his voice.
Like, this guy was following me around, and super guy. I wouldn't say he's following me around, but you could just
he heard you.
And he heard me. He's like, hey, you got a YouTube channel. Well, anyway, the same thing started happening to Minnie, but on a much bigger scale. And she had to actually delete a lot of her social media stuff, which we allowed. But yeah, she was getting a lot of creepy texts and stuff.
How are they getting text? Oh, you were just talking about
comments on here. They searched and then found it.
Oh, no, they found her.
She's actually responding to some of the comments now. So she started her own little, YouTube little icon thing.
Oh, really?
She'll say thanks or whatever, but.
That's cool. She's going to end up with more subscribers than your ass pretty soon.
Oh, no doubt. She needs to get her own dang channel.
Let's see.
All right.
Conservative Sniper Hunter, welcome. Let's see. What do we got? All right. Did we get there yet? Oh, we need one more.
Yes, Simon Klein.
If you haven't, please hit the thumbs up button.
Okay,
what it actually does, I don't know. It just pushes it to the top. Maybe more people will see it.
Someone asked how many shooters were at the match, and the thing is when they did this match, what I'm getting or what my feeling, and this is purely just me guessing here, but I think the match director was urged to probably cancel this because of COVID, and he probably made a bunch of concessions. Everybody would wear a mask. I've never seen a match descriptions like this where you must wear your mask at all times. Family members must distance themselves by 6 feet. Do not touch each other's spotting scopes. Don't help anybody or pick up their rifles or firearms. And that's kind of given. When somebody's getting off of a prop or something, somebody will hand you the rifle or something so they help you get off of it. And he didn't want any of that going on. So what they did was they limited the match and limited the squad sizes. So this was actually supposed to be a larger match. I think it was 4 squads of about 6. So it was only 20-something people, or 27 people, I think, total. Yeah. With a lot of prizes because it was initially supposed to be a much larger scale match. So I'm, grateful that he put it on. I don't want to say anything too negative because he at least went through the trouble of putting on the match. I will say that he did put everything up on practice score in a duly manner, which that's a huge thing with me. Don't hold a match and upload practice score 3 days later. Guys want to know where they finished, how they finished.
See, I can never
what
find
they
it.
Did.
I can never find it.
Yeah, he posted it up later on that evening, and it was good. As far as the scoring, and Rob says 24 in practice score. I know they had it up to like 27 or 28. Excuse me. Rob is probably a lot more familiar with this scoring. I wasn't going to even mention any of this, but Matt and I talked about it today. When we went out,
your text.
Yeah, I sent that to you. When we went to the PRS out in Utah, that was just based off of hits, right? Yep, total possible hits, 180 something, and was your first place. And,
so, yeah.
And all of these other rimfire matches that we've been shooting, they base your position off how many targets you hit.
Yeah, if you hit 100 targets and everybody else hit less, you're winning.
Yeah, that was first place. Yeah. So the way that they did this one, they did it percentage based. So it was like what you see at a lot of USPSA where, you can win an entire stage. I think it was stage 4. I had the best hits or whatever, I get 100%. Then everybody else is based off percentage points on that. But the way, and Matt, big kudos to Matt. Matt finished 3rd place overall in the match. Rick, you finished like 7th. And then
I don't know. I never got to see
6th.
I know I was right behind you when he had called him out.
Correct.
But I didn't see it on practice score.
Yeah, so I looked at it and I started calculating all the hits and everything because it actually has the hits in there. And, I actually had more hits on steel than people that I placed way under. So it was a different way of scoring. Like I said, I'm not complaining about it. Just telling you, just know what you're getting into. As far as NRL 22X, and I don't want anybody to misconstrue this, but this was our first NRL 22X match.
Yeah.
And there was a little bit of hokiness there that I took issue with. This isn't golf. And,
even in real golf, you don't get a mulligan.
Correct. That's it. Even in real golf, you don't get a mulligan. And so they were selling mulligan tickets for $25. And you were limited to one mulligan. So if you didn't like your stage, you could pull your mulligan. Actually, you just had one. Mm-hmm. You could pull your mulligan card and present it to the RO and say, you know what? I don't like it. Here's my mulligan card. Yeah, make sure it didn't have names on it. And you could reshoot the stage. They also had coaching tokens, which you could buy 2 coaching tokens. They were, $15 each?
I don't know. I didn't buy one.
Yeah, I didn't buy one either. And you could basically say, hey, I want a coaching wing call on this. And you could have another shooter just basically spot for you while you shot a couple shots. They said 1 and possibly 2. I can't remember what they were saying about the second. And somebody said, yeah, you just got to watch for that because you'll see some of that in NRL 22X, which I didn't know. We've never done this before. What did you notice that was different than the type of stuff we've done before?
It was more of that match than the biggest thing is if they would have had an RO per thing, it would have been really nice.
Yeah. So there's another thing that I took huge issue with. So they had a 300-yard target. It was 330 yards, and it had a little 3-inch bullseye in the center.
Yep.
Well, the problem is when you hang a steel like that and you hit the outer, it moves the inner, okay? There was actually somebody on there that never hit the close target, but they scored him for 7 bullseye centers.
What?
Yeah.
7?
It never missed, okay? So this is the thing.
Wow.
When you hit the outer, the inner moved. When you really hit the inner, it actually went dink and kind of disappeared. They gave him all the hits on the center. Now, I don't even think the guy placed in the top 10.
He didn't with that?
No.
Holy shit.
But his points were unbelievable because they gave you 3 points for hitting that center. It got like just crazy amounts of points. And it even got to the point where guys were like, just give it to him. Just give it to him. And, I didn't RO because I had too much going on. But someone asked if I could jump on the glass for just a little bit to help them out and spot because they were having a problem hitting the center. They were like, center hit. I was like, that was not a center hit. I saw that hit at 7 o'clock. Center hit. I was like, no, that was 3 o'clock. And then he hit the center. And I said, did you see the little orange disappear for a second? And he was like, yep. I said, that's a center hit.
That's
the difference in the center hit. So, yeah, it was Larry says, I think the targets were too heavy for 22. That's correct. So we did shoot out to 500 yards. And they did attempt to use magneto speeds on those further distance targets. However,
they didn't always
it's
work.
Hit or miss. And so the problem is you either say, that's a hit and I saw it, or no, I didn't see a flash. It's not working. Well, what I noticed was we had a steel target that was 400 and something yards, and I watched the impact pop up. No flasher. And it hit at 9 o'clock. And then I watched one hit by the magneto speed and it flashed. And so then it was like, well,
up,
guys, you can't just watch for the flash. You have to actually look for the impact. But the problem is dialing up that much.
That was so tough.
It was tough. And so
even with the spotting scope was a pain in the ass. And if you tried to zoom in too much, the mirage was horrible.
Correct.
It was bad.
Were the folks calling the shot using spotting scope? Yeah, and they tried their best to get multiple spotting scopes on each target, but it was still tough. They had one, and somebody even mentioned, is that okay to actually do that? They had a steel that was painted like an American flag, and they're like, we're shooting.
I know.
We're shooting the American flag here.
I felt weird doing that.
So anyway, they had this target, and it was
hidden behind a damn.
That? It was like
390,
380,
yeah.
380. And when you hit it, it actually it did this. It went. And if you didn't see that, you couldn't make it out because it wasn't white. It was an American flag.
And depending on what post you used, depending on how you started the cycle,
yeah,
you could only see this much of it.
Correct.
So that was tough because it was probably, I don't know, it's probably that big, guessing.
Rob says hard to call. Some long shots needed quarter-inch steel, not thick steel. Rob, I think that at those distances they probably just needed a soda can. They just needed 10 out there.
10 soda cans.
But yeah, the targets were too heavy. You couldn't even see movement on most of them. So yeah, I think target selection was a little different on that one.
We're up to 100, so we need to give this thing away.
Let's give it away. How are you going to do it? $80 weather flow. Weather meter on the line.
That's what I wanted to match, and I'm going to give it to you guys.
And I think it links in with your smartphone.
With your smartphone.
So if you have
Apple
Street Lock or anything
Google.
like that, you don't want to spend it on the Kestrel, at least you have a way of taking real-time wind values.
Yeah, it's got the altitude, and I can't see crap. It's got all this stuff.
It's got all this stuff.
It's got that stuff. Here's what it looks like. Brand new. It's got the little plugs depending on your phone. And I picked prize 25. That's what I got. And what was cool is they actually had it there. It wasn't like you had to wait to get it mailed in. Or
real quick, I want to talk about this flag that we shot at that people were saying you could only see the bottom half. When you go to some of these really stupid, difficult long-range competitions, they will actually do that on purpose. And what they do is they put a rise in it, because a rise in the ground between you and the target. So you might only see the strap. Okay, we're going to pretend that this black tip is the actual steel, and this is the strap. What they will do is they'll have this rise about halfway. Okay, so you could possibly see the strap, but you're not going to see the steel. And you would need to shoot at it, because what's going to happen is that bullet is going to go over the rise and fall in on the steel itself. That is not uncommon. I didn't have a problem with where they placed that, even though you could only see half of the top of it.
No, you just needed to plan your stage.
Correct. Yeah, because if you went to one side, you couldn't see any of it. So, yeah, I mean, that's one of those things. Sometimes they will do that. I have seen that out west on some matches where you visibly can't see the steel. You just have to see the hanger, and then hopefully send one over it.
So if you guys aren't in the 48 states, because I know there's a couple out there, I'm still going to let you win. But if it costs me a ton of money to send this thing your way, you better be nice to me somehow. All right. So
Lynn Holtz.
I'll take it, Rick. I need one, but I'm paying for dance lessons, Brian Mark says. Don't be giving me that damn sadness. Let's see here. Let's see. All right, here we go. Question is going to be, first one to say.
Oh, this is going to be good here.
First one to say.
What do they have to say? You're at a loss for words tonight.
No, I'm trying to make it simple, and I want it to be people that have been on the channel. I don't want it to be an easy question, too easy a question. What caliber is my camo rifle that I painted?
You have two camo rifles.
No, I don't.
You gonna tell me that's not two camo rifles?
The one that I shot. That one I haven't shot on video. Oh, first one was.
Well, did you ask caliber, or did you say what kind of rifle?
No, I said caliber.
Well, caliber. Okay.
And it should be this answer right here.
You sure? Okay.
Let me see. Let me make sure.
Yeah, that'll be it.
Joe M. You have won the weather meter. So send me your email, and I'll try to get this sent out to you this week.
Does he know where to send it? He said, you said, send me your email.
Email me your address.
But he's got to have your email.
He should know it. Isyour6covered at gmail.com.
You know what? I'm not even going to mess with it.
You know what? Here we go. I'll put it in here.
anyway, we had a good time with the match. So the next match is going to be at VOD. It's on February the 6th. It's on a Saturday. It's 2 weeks from now. What are you going to do are you going to change anything? You're going to change your practice? What are you going to do to prep for that match?
More positional shooting.
Okay.
Definitely more positional shooting. I gotta pick a bag and stick with it.
Yep. I use one bag.
Which one?
The Area 419, the heavy game changer.
Heavy game changer?
Yeah, because it's waxed canvas. And I was like, if I got to pick one, I'm going to use it. Now, I did loan out, Crowderman needed the plate.
Yeah.
Yep. And I think he used
I saw that with the Coltac bag.
And then Ella actually put that on the tire because I figured that'd be the most bearing surface.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but the Area 419, I think that's going to work well. I just need to get a lighter bag for her, I think.
What was I going to say? The thing, would Matt win? Coltac?
He picked up something Coltac.
I think it's a gift card for anything Coltac.
Yeah. And for those you guys that didn't watch last night, it did not matter on your placing on how you finished in regards to what you won. They did a random draw. And you made a good point. The guys that are winning, which Tony Gamelli with Team Voodoo, he actually won the match.
He walked away with the Vortex.
He walked away with
didn't he?
A certificate or a hat?
No, a certificate. I thought it was a Vortex hat.
I thought he was one of the last names called.
No, the guy in the Voodoo shirt?
Yeah.
No, he was like probably 4th or 5th picked.
Okay. But either way.
That's what I think.
Either way, he didn't get first choice in the prize table. They just did a random draw. And what they did is provided a prize list, and they didn't want any contact. So basically, when they called your number out from the drawing ticket, you would just tell them, I'll take prize 8 or prize 12.
It was very COVID. The guy was an older veteran gentleman. And, he wanted to make sure that he was safe. And when he got home, he didn't bring anything to his lovely wife. Totally understand. But it was weird. It was a little weird in the beginning. He's like, everybody put your mask on. And a lot of us just kind of stayed away from him and fought it a little bit. And
Val is asking if the haircut place is closed again. He likes the Beatles look. Val, as long as I have hair, I don't care. It doesn't matter.
As long as it stays.
I'm not trying to pick anybody up. I'm not, it's what it is.
Exactly. It's just mop on top of it.
I get a haircut when I can't see anymore.
Exactly. Mass Nazi. Yeah, Rob's like, oh, geez. Then he's like, will you guys grab that over there and put it down there? But it is what it is. So, congratulations.
Bad Billy says if you look at the NRL match gear survey, 80% of the shooters shoot a game changer.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the game changer bag. Joe M. I didn't write that on there.
Yeah, Joe M.
Joe M. All right. The big winner. Big winner. Congratulations, Joe M, for winning the weather meter. Hopefully you can use it. Somebody had asked earlier what model Kestrel. I would say the 5700 with applied ballistics with the link.
Yeah, and then they have a new one now that's the X model that costs even more, that's got a faster processor. It's definitely not necessary.
You don't need a faster processor.
Yeah, it's plenty fast enough. Just learn how to use it. And then
unless if you were going to run it with kilos, if it would send it faster, maybe that.
Yeah, maybe so. That could possibly.
I don't know. I haven't tried the new
matter.
one.
If you're in that big of a hurry.
Bal says, pick me and I'll come pick it up.
There was something else I wanted to talk about. So one of the first things I did today was, you guys know that I took a 7-35 night force. You might not know, but I took a 7-35 night force with the Trimmer 3, which I believe is a great reticle for sniper style matches. Not so great on PRS style matches or Rimfire style matches. there's too much going on within the reticle. And with 22, so with any competition, it's very, very important that you can spot your impacts or misses or shots. And there's so much in there. You know, Matt and I were working on firing and then trying to drop down just a little to the clear portion of the reticle. Today, I actually took the Night Force out of there and I put the Burris XTR3 on there. The reticle is much cleaner. I did better shooting with that reticle at the previous matches than I did at this match because there was just so much clutter. And the ground was so soft at this match, you could not. There was nothing. There was no kick up. There was no dust.
I saw kick up probably like 4 times.
Yeah, the entire match.
Yes. It was tough, and it wasn't. Tough. It was like basically a little grassy,
marshy,
dirt clog
mud
thing.
Yeah, that's what it was.
A lot of good questions out there. We got Nancy asked what rifle were most people shooting. That's a tough question. I know I only saw not so much rifle, but style of rifle, semi-auto 22s. I didn't see much. I saw like one or two of those.
I saw a lot of Bergaras. I saw a lot of CZ 455s and 457s, and then I saw a lot of Voodoos. But
yeah, there was quite a few.
Lot of Voodoos.
But I would say that was the 98% of it.
Oh, and Ruger precision rimfires. There were quite a few guys shooting RPRs. Yeah.
Basically those 4, and Nancy to ask another question. I placed, what did I place? 8th? I placed right
I thought you were 7th. Yeah.
7th or 8th.
Yeah, I will do a review on the XTR3. I owe that to Burris, and I have shot a couple matches with it, and in both matches, I think I finished 3rd place.
Hey, Bob.
It is a great optic. It's a huge, huge improvement over the XTR2. And I am satisfied with it. They did send the one with all the bells and whistles, so I have the power throw lever. I will do the review. The only thing I don't like about it is the fact they have not released the illuminated reticle version yet. I do miss that.
Now, would you have used it on this last match?
I would not have used it on this last match.
Yeah,
no.
I wouldn't either.
No. The light was good enough to where it was not necessary.
Joe M's really excited to use it. That's awesome. I wanted it to go to someone that would actually use it. I didn't want to. I don't know if you have a bunch of Kestrels laying around, but I wanted, because what's nice with this is you can integrate this and then have the information for stray lock, and then you can put in. That's the one thing that kills that program is you're not getting right there data. You're getting it off some weather tower somewhere that could be 100 miles away or something.
Yeah, I finished 6th. You finished 7th. That's from.
Okay.
Yeah, that's for sure. And Larry, congratulations to Larry. Larry's out here in the chat. He finished 5th.
That's freaking awesome.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Then let me see how go down. I want to see how my buddy Kreiderman did. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, Ella did get him, and he did not finish last either. There were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think 8 people below Kreiderman. So Ella, I mean, she genuinely did pretty decently.
Rob did pretty decent for his first one.
Of course.
Yeah, I mean, he had good tools. I actually talked to Kreiderman yesterday about the. I was telling
my left hand.
I was telling him that the scope was hindering him a little bit. He was having issues he wasn't able to, like on the 4s and the 500-yard targets.
Yeah.
He was past anything in the reticle, just basically doing holdovers like we did when we shot out to 700 at VOD. Can't believe you didn't wait for me. 45 auto. Dang it. Okay, we're going to start the show over. All right. LZ USA's out there. Charles Tiffy's out there. Welcome. Abigail.
LZ, it was Tony Gamelli, who was the sponsored shooter for Voodoo, and so he was shooting a Voodoo. Any thoughts on the new AI rifle? Oh, we got Andrew Lowe out there. Big shout out to Andrew. He purchased one of the I got your other stuff packaged as well, but he got one of the Bad MFs. Big shout out to the people that bought them. I saw quite a few at the match, sold quite a few at the match.
Yeah, Makev had his all.
Guys are very, very creative in how they're getting stuff laid out.
I actually got a video of that I'll put on my next chat.
Yeah, so big thanks to everyone, and hopefully you enjoy the product.
He had his setup. It was pretty cool.
I don't know anything about the new AI rifle. I guess it's one that replaced the one that I'm shooting now, and if they made it, I'm sure it's a good one. I've never seen a bad AI.
It's still got the window, the mag window, where you can come in from the side.
Yeah.
Put the mag in. It's got I haven't seen it in person, watched some videos on it. It's basically, instead of, they got rid of all that girth between the barrel, the chassis at. So it's more like it's kind of like an MDT minus the rear end of its shape.
Shaving that weight.
Shaving a little different, but yeah, it was red. It's like Bell's red 6.5 Creedmoor.
Makev says they kept stage 10 that we couldn't score, which is crazy. I'm going to go through here really quickly, and let me see here. I want to see something.
Welcome, Nancy Mink. Ray, your 30 MOA base worked good.
Awesome.
Or do you need more? No, is that?
30 will work fine, but if you're shooting a match if you're shooting a match where you might have to engage targets at, this 500-yard range and all that,
I'd go 40. Honestly.
You might want to go 40.
Because if I would have went 40, I could only run 22, and I had to go down to 9. That would have helped a little bit. I would have been higher up in my reticle, which would have been nice. Elster's out there. What is going on, Mr. Elster?
Give me just a second. I'm going to look and see.
DW, happy birthday, Ray. DW says.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Ordered 3 10-round mags for my 455 today. Nice. It is X-Ring's birthday. Yes.
Who said that?
Originally, the 3 mag? 3 mags or the happy birthdays?
Okay, so Makev, I don't know if you looked at practice score, but this person right here on the bullseye that we were talking about at 330 yards, it was a 10-round stage. He had 3 misses.
3 misses.
And 7 bullseye hits.
Awesome.
No, it's 15-round stage.
Yeah, 15-round total stage.
Near target impacts. So that would be the ones that hit the green circle. So he basically had 7 plus 5.
Yeah, but you know how many points you get for the 7? Like 3.
Oh, it was insane. Yeah, it was like 21. So, yeah,
where did he play?
That's crazy. Okay, let me check and see how he placed overall.
Because at the end of the day, it probably didn't matter. Happy birthday, buddy, Elster says. Idaho Rogers, how you doing?
10th. Overall in the match, that guy placed 10th. But yet he was not only stage ranked, but had 7 bullseyes. And that's what happens when you have targets that don't work properly.
Yeah, she ball Seki. Yeah, Ray's just got a couple hours left before he turns to 5-0.
Thanks, Charles Tiffy.
Let me know it is Rob. No, it ain't Rob. Talking about the first stage we shot after lunch. First stage we shot after lunch was it the fence post one? No, it was the ladders. I can't remember. Cooking donuts is a racer's diet. We got some new names in here. Welcome to the show, everybody. Appreciate it.
Trying to read through this.
I know it's tough. I almost need a bigger TV here.
Yeah, I know. So what happens when we get old? You see us going,
what the hell?
There.
What the hell? There's my notes for the night. What the hell?
That's all you got. All right. So what else can we talk about?
Lots of stuff. Lots and lots of stuff. So Game Changer, did you use that on the tank trap?
Mm-hmm. Sure did. And I also did it on the
fence post.
The fence post.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it worked out well for what we were doing out there, and I'm definitely going to try to get away from having this huge multitude of bags. I did have them in the truck, but I just pulled out the Game Changer, and that was it.
You know what I was impressed with?
What's that?
The udder bag. I use that a lot. The udder bag looks pretty useful. Bad Billy, the udder bag, I was just saying that. I use the udder bag on the tank traps. I used it on the fence posts.
Yeah.
I used it on the roof prop.
Yeah, so I know what Mike was talking about. They were supposed to throw one out, and they didn't. And this is actually what killed me in the points because it zeroed us out. But basically what happened is we started with a fresh stage after lunch. White targets, 0 impacts.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
No flashers, no movement,
which
no anything.
luckily helped us.
I'm looking through the spotting scope, and I'm like, wait a minute. I said, the only 2 people have shot is myself and him, and there's 6 impacts on that thing, and we got 0s because nobody could see the hits. You see?
Yep. Because the flashers didn't go off, right?
Correct. So we mentioned it, or somebody mentioned it to the match director. He's like, oh, it doesn't matter. We'll probably just throw it out. Just score it as best you can. Well, if you zero out on a stage, especially if it's done on percentage points, holy crap.
That ain't bad.
Done. Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Oh, yeah. It makes a huge difference. Huge.
Oh, Silver Fox is in the house. Get your ass out of bed, boy. I want to get a shirt made that says that.
Can you use brass from your old barrel when you get a new barrel? Obviously, take measurements, but yeah, you can still use it, Brian. It'll be different on the sizing. He's not talking about rimfire, he's talking about centerfire. So, if you've got so if it's coming out of a different barrel, you should be fine. The only thing that I would tell you is if you pick up brass that came out of a machine gun or something like that, let's say a 308, that's a 240 Bravo with a big open chamber for clearance for dust and everything else. I know Todd will resize that stuff. The problem is on some of that stuff, you have to actually go with a small base die or short base die because it blows it out so much. But if you're talking about just going from one rifle to another, you should be fine just by rebarreling. You can use the same stuff. What's up, Todd? We'll see you later.
Do you think the adjustable base would work better on matches that are taking you out to 500 yards? It would keep you from being so much into the top of the scope.
Mississippi Buckeye, that's a great question and one I've pondered for quite a while because, even 40 minutes, even with a great scope, you're going to be working off the top of it. And, that's your, I think, greater chance for error because you're not working out of the center. But I don't want to go with something that has movement like that. I'm just going to pick a 30 or pick a 40. In my case, I chose a 40. It's the first time I've ever shot a 40. And I did have some issues at this match that I normally don't have. I mean, I told Rick it's probably the worst match I've ever shot in my life.
What's funny is you were squad 4, we were squad 3, so we were basically next to each other the whole way moving down the row, I look over at Ray and he'd be like, I'd be like, and he'd be asking me and I'd be like, it was bad.
I'm not going to say a whole lot because I didn't add anybody else's points up. I mean, I hit a decent amount of targets. Quite a bit of targets, but it's just not what I was used to. I was missing some easy, like you said.
I got a lot of
missing shots, and we were like, "What?"
That's what I said. I'm like,
anyway, it was fun.
I did better than I thought on the score.
Yeah,
I mean, when it came to what I ranked, I was like, I guess I wasn't as bad as I had thought.
Jay Huffman, yes, I can do a video on rimfire cleaning. I will do one of those. We have all the right gear and everything for that. But Voodoo actually has a really, really good video on that. And I know that when I talked to one of the Voodoo guys before we got started in all this mess, he told me 200 rounds, clean it, whether it needs it or not.
I put Paul and Curious in timeout for being.
Any reason you have Rick's bed sheets behind you? Actually, it's a big white wall, and it'll wash this out because it's just a. This thing's not attached, is it? No. Val, we can always count on you for the crazy comments. If we try to do a video like that, it's just too much problem focusing. You're just going to see a center block wall, so it's just a little easier on the eyes.
Val just wants my bed sheets, is all. Is the ones that hit thumbed down and Biden support.
No, it's probably because I'm on here.
No, I got my favorite ones too.
The Savage says, do y'all think a 30-06 is a good deer hunting rifle? Absolutely it is.
Yeah, it'll work.
It's been around forever. It's got plenty of energy. Yeah, it's great. It might be a little much, but it works fine.
There's a great question.
Which one?
Extra, what bag or bags do you recommend on the Burris Team Challenge? Nothing too heavy, presume.
Okay, so Shaggy Rifleman. Yeah, exactly. Question from Shutout. What bag or bags do you recommend on the Burris Team Challenge? Nothing too heavy, I presume. That's exactly correct. Okay, so when you do that team challenge, you're going to have about an hour to run through 5 or 6 stages. Stay as light as you can and as mobile as you can. Don't take anything excess. As a matter of fact, after the first day, I didn't even carry water with me. I can make it an hour even with,
no Diet Coke,
running and everything else. I can do that without water for an hour. So, and they'll have water at the end. They won't have any along the way. I mean, worst case scenario, you carry a small bottle with you. But your job is to get in there, find the targets, hit them, and move as fast as you can. So the first day when we showed up, first year we ever shot that match, we both had Mystery Ranch packs, probably had too much rifle ammunition. We had binos. One of us was carrying a spotting scope. We had tripods. And the next day, I had pretty much a battle belt with my ammunition in it. I had a tripod and my rifle. That's it.
Shutout says, so I shouldn't carry the bad MF.
You have to have a way to carry that stuff. And we have been playing around with a bad MF, and you can actually, with 2 slings, you can configure that into a chest or a backpack.
Oh, it worked out pretty sweet.
It does work out well if you know how to configure it. We played around with it a ton of different ways. So hopefully that gives you good luck.
You want to be level, you have to shoot 500 yards with 22.
What?
Like a
what?
What?
A 308 stronger than a .6, more powerful. Okay, so we could very easily, Abigail, run some calculations on this. Okay, as far as which is with regards to which is more powerful.
Got your comment, Skull.
Or has more energy. It depends on the weight bullet, of course, and the velocity and everything else. But 30-06, I mean, it's a 30 cal bullet.
Got some
it's the
ass
same
behind
bullet. You shoot.
I don't know the answer to that one.
Well, it depends on the bullet weight, but no, if I was looking for something with most energy of the two, I'd probably choose a .6 right off the top of my head. I mean, it's a much longer bullet as well, more power. Let me check and see.
Brian Marks asks if we've looked into the NRL Hunter series. I've heard of it. I think it's like coyote steel targets and deer stuff, isn't it, like that? Actually, at the last Hornady match, there was one stage that was like full-size elk and deer and what else do they have out there? Coyotes and some other stuff. It was kind of cool. I wouldn't want to have to carry that steel, but
we're going to do some simple math here.
Simple math. Here we go. Board of Wisdom. C.J. Johnson, how you doing? How big was the Tigger at 7 or 400 yards? Oh, target. How big was the target? 400 yards.
So 24 by 24.
24 by 24. And what's funny, too, when you practice, we were practicing on 1/3 IDPA silhouette steel. And thinking, okay, if we're hitting this, it's going to be a breeze to hit the other targets. And I don't know if it was the wind or what, but I was not. And a lot of it was some funky positions that I was shooting from. That tire was the worst one out of all of them.
I didn't think that was that bad.
That tire kicked my ass. Kicked my ass. So practicing shooting off a tire. It was a small tire. I was thinking it was going to be like a bigger tire, but it was like a little damn donut tire, kind of like a little guy. No rim. It was all over the place.
Okay, so the whiteboard of knowledge. Okay, so here we go. What I did, and like I said, I didn't spend a lot of time on this, but this is good. This is
good
what
info.
Gets us wondering. All right, so what I did was 30-06, and we're going to compare it to a 308 or 7.62 by 54, I guess. So both of these military-based cartridges. 30-06. Now, we're talking about hunting because that's what you asked about. And what I did was I loaded a Hornady Hunter 178 grain in 30-06. At 100 yards, the energy in pound-feet of energy or foot-pounds, whatever you want to call it, we'll call it, it's 2,652. Okay? It's quite a bit. Let's go to 500 and see what happens. And at 500, we are at 1,591 foot-pounds of energy. And at 1,000 yards, which is 1,000 on a 30-06, I mean, 30-06 is great for 1,000 yard shooting. You're still at 757 foot-pounds. Now, remember, I'm just using factory ammunition, Hornady, 178 grain, ELDX Precision Hunter. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the cartridge, and I'm going to change this to a 308. Un momento, por favor.
Conservative Sniper Hunter. I saw that email you sent me on that video of the Western. It's pretty cool. 99% of those comments though were, why are they making a new caliber when they can't even stock the shelves with ammo for the stuff they already have out? Is a 4-groove barrel okay for a long-range barrel? Okay, so in the 178 grain, they make an ELDX Precision Hunter. Okay, so the exact same bullet, exact same manufacturer, and done. Let's see here, 308. At 100 yards, we have how many foot-pounds of energy? 2444.
No, right there. Okay, no, that's speed.
Oh, okay, 2362.
2362 for a whopping 290 pounds less than the 30-06. Let's go to 500.
500 is 1398.
1398. We're still running about 200 pound-feet of energy less. So let's do 1,000 yards.
646.
646. So now we are a little over 100 pound-feet of energy difference. So yes, the 30-06 using the exact same weight bullet from the same manufacturer.
The 30-06 one in every
it is section. Win at 100, win at 500, win at 1,000. If all you're looking at is pound-feet of energy, that is on a 178 grain ELDX.
It's the difference between long action and short action. Let me see.
Just answering the question, but I have a lot of respect for 30-06. A lot. Grew up shooting a ton of 30-06. And yeah, I just
conservative going to build something.
Wanted to answer that.
Sherman offerings, Charles Tiffy said. I want to get Charles on here one day. He never answers me when I ask him, though. You ever shot Shermans? I don't know what that is. Oh, heavier.
Shermans are monsters.
Monsters. There's a lot of crazy stuff being made right now. It does bring up a point, though. They can't even stock the shelves right now, and they're trying to make more calibers. Trying to keep up with Hornady, making a new round every 38 days.
Yeah. Yeah, I never messed around with all these funky cartridges until we started getting into PRS. For me, it was primarily 5.56 and 7.62 and then 30-06. A lot of military cartridges, a lot of 45. It was plentiful. It was easy to reload. And then when I got into this long range stuff, because I didn't want to leave 308. I did not.
And you're like down the rabbit hole, and I'm like, no, don't do it.
Well, even before I met you, before I even knew you, you know, I was shooting 308, and in 2014, that's when 6.5 was. That's the way to go. That's the thing to do, and it does make a huge difference. It makes the job a lot easier at long range shooting. And then it's been a learning. It really has been a learning curve. You know, some things I've said in the past I have to take back. You know, like the Trimmer 3. That's not the best for all applications.
And the Voodoo.
Yeah, and the Voodoo. I didn't think I'd get into precision rimfire. I'm glad I did, because it's a whole lot cheaper and easier than trying to reload.
It's so nice not reloading.
Yeah, for centerfire.
It's actually fun to reload, but when you're like, oh, I need 250 rounds for this match, and then all of a sudden you're running late and behind and trying to get stuff. Now, what is the cartridge you're waiting on a rifle right now for? That you're going to do some crazy load data you got going or whatever?
I don't know what you're talking about.
What's that barrel you just got? What was the one from Proof? There's only one made.
Oh, that's a 6-dasher.
Yeah. Have you started any of that yet?
Yeah, I actually shot some.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. just looking at velocity, but I haven't shot it out at range yet. I've been too busy with this stuff.
I know.
Yeah, Charles Tiffy says a round can be as accurate as you make it.
Joe says that the 308 is where'd it go?
Yeah, Signal Soldier says I'm not leaving 308. I was that guy. I was that guy. I said I wasn't going to leave it either. But when you start doing a lot of competitive shooting, you'll see you'll get left behind very quickly.
Well, and everybody's searching for the almighty no recoil rifle. Seems like everything, all the short action stuff, they're going to a smaller cartridge, smaller bullet, just to get no recoil.
Yeah. What's up, Ramsey Country? How you doing?
Ramsey Country.
Joe Combs says, Ray, then 6mm barrel burners is a rich man's game. You know what? It is expensive, but you can stick with 6.5 and you're just going to have better BCs. In my opinion, with the longer bullets, it's just going to be a lot easier on bucking the wind, figuring for wind drift and everything else. But yeah, 6mm and some of these other ones, they do burn some barrels. I don't think it's for your average everyday guy that's just going out and shooting. I mean, if some of these, let's say you're loading them hot. Let's just forget about loading them. Let's just say you're buying your 6 Creed. And they're saying 1,500 to 2,000 rounds maybe out of a barrel, and that's pushing it. And then you look at something like a 6.5 Creedmoor instead of the 6 Creed, and you're going to double that a minimum. You know, a 308. I've had some of those close to 10,000 rounds. You're going to start seeing some degradation depending on how much you're loading that down. Somewhere around 8,000, 6,000 to 8,000 or so. But yeah, it is going to cost to rebarrel for sure. It just depends on how much you shoot.
Buddy D says, what's your guys' opinion on the Daniel Defense bolt action long range rifle? I haven't shot one.
Okay, so I did have a chance to shoot those. My understanding is you're probably talking about the second generation. The first generation didn't go over too well, but the second generation, that one I don't have experience with, but I did talk to the guys over at Daniel Defense, and they said it was everything they hoped for it to be, and it's supposed to be a great offering. So I don't know. Maybe I'll get one in for review or something.
The more match directors get target flashers, the smaller the round get. 22 Dasher, 22 GT is getting more popular. The problem is spotting the impacts on some of those. It's hitting it, but it's like watching a 22 hits a 1-inch steel plate at 1,000 yards. It's like you can't even tell it freaking did anything, let alone even see the impact.
Yeah, now Charles Tiffy's long-range shooter, no surprise there. He says, I'll take getting 3,000 rounds and light recoil, being able to see everything that happens in the glass. That's it. We'll see. I'm just trying to catch up.
Shooting this.
So love it. I have the Delta 5. It shoots lights out. So yeah, there you go from somebody that actually owns the Daniel Defense.
220 Swift. 25 years. Yeah, Ramsey Country's got a ton of rifles too. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. The Shaggy Rifleman got his wrench. It's getting all crazy now. Telling everybody. I like it.
Otter says, based on watching F-class shooting, the 308 seems to be okay, ?
So I did get a chance to ask quite a few guys yesterday.
Yeah.
I was sitting around. We were waiting to everything to wrap up, so they could do the gifts. And they were talking about F-class, and they were talking about bench rest.
Mm-hmm.
I said, now I told the guys, I said, I've never shot any of those. I said, what are your guys' opinions on this? Like, what do you think about this? And they said it's a completely, for the most part, I'm just telling you what they said. They said the people are a lot different than like these matches. And and it was quite boring. They weren't impressed about going and shooting these things.
There's a guy I know not too far away that I've had the ability to be around when he's shooting, and he actually won a national championship in bench rest, and he was out there with his insanely accurate rifles, and he was out there testing some loads and stuff, and they load out there at the range. And I was like, this is something that does not intrigue me at all. Yeah, it was so boring. I do want to answer one question. Someone asked Combs, I think it was, what is my best muzzle brake for AR? And I just keep going back to, and you guys these are great comments. Yeah, Joe Combs, what's your favorite muzzle device? I keep going back to the SJC Titan. I've been running it for a long time. I know there's probably better things out there now, but it just works really, really well. And I've never, ever had any luck with the tunable comps. We're not talking about precision rimfire. We're talking about for 3-gun, just
like
fast firing, where you
so
can put in the little set screws and adjust this and adjust that. Sometimes simple is just the way to go. But the SJC Titan is hard to beat. It really is.
They have one Jerry Mitchell one too. What is that one called?
Well, that's because that one's cheap. It's effective and it's cheap. You can get it for $30-something, I think. Let's see here.
30 BR. They're crazy out to 300 yards.
Whoa, Big Country says he spoke to someone about a 22 Rim-X build, and he recommends running a 26 to 30-inch barrel for a 22 long rifle. I would do some research into that. You would be the longest barreled 22 at any match because 18 to 20 is what you see, period. With some guys actually shooting 16s. Every once in a blue moon, you might see somebody shooting a 22-inch, but no, I don't agree with that. Just based on what I've seen and heard, and maybe we can get Kenny on here.
Joaquin, have a good night.
Because he builds a lot of the Zermatt actions, even the Rim-X.
Yeah, it said the blue is mine.
We'll see you, Joaquin.
Have a good night, Joaquin.
Thank you.
Talking Rock uses the PWS brakes. Brian says, good evening. Welcome, Brian Wyatt.
Yeah. So no point anything over 20 inches. The 22 long rifle has already burnt all the powder in a 20-inch. For the most part, Charles. Remember, we did talk to the engineers at Ely, and they said for a lot of the Olympic shooters, they actually formulate the powders on some of the Ely ammunition so that it will go 26 inches before burning up. So I believe it's ammunition dependent. But yeah, some of the Ely stuff is actually tailored for 26-inch barrels, which I guess that's kind of the standard for either biathlon or some other style shooting. But for everything that we're doing, they're saying 20 inches and you're just backing up at that point.
Seeing back in the day, years and years and years ago, accuracy was always thought of as longer barrel.
Mm-hmm.
Longer barrel, longer barrel, longer barrel. But for the most part, it's not. It depends on what you're shooting. Because like 22s, like those Marlin Model 60s, when the 1022 came out from Ruger, was a lot shorter. It was like a carbine, you know.
Yeah.
I was like, this thing ain't gonna shoot for shit compared to my Model 60. But
yeah, 6 rudders. This is a great question. Is there a difference in velocity between semi versus bolt 22? And everything I've ever tested, yes, but I can't give you the exact numbers or how much it drops or whatever. But if you're looking at apples and apples, you're not comparing a 16-inch 1022 to a 20-inch bolt gun. What I've seen is the velocity does tend to decrease, just like you typically see
you're
with
using
any other type rifle.
You're taking away some of that energy, and it's basically cycling the next round. So.
Bad Billy, I couldn't tell you on the Anschutz. They are longer, though.
Yeah, they seem to be longer. I think they're 20s.
Yes, you lose some gas in the semi-auto cycling of the action. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, good stuff. We're starting to get some good questions here.
Yeah, for sure. It's usually what happens. Got 108 people, 106 people watching. If you're new to the channel, hit the thumbs up button. Looks like you guys have done a really good job of hitting the thumbs up button, so appreciate that. If you got a question, put it out there. Hopefully we can answer it. And a big shout out to Joe M. He won the gift for the night. This is what I had won at the match, and I figured why not give it to you guys. So I got Joe M on there, but it was a weather meter
Yeah, Mississippi Buckeye says supersonic 22 long rifle.
Supersonic.
Believe it or not, there was one guy.
Yes, there was. And you know why? Couldn't find the ammo.
Yeah, there was one guy shooting supersonic. He says, hey, KB32 has a king of muzzle brakes, SJC Titan. Yeah, I think I actually led those guys onto the SJC Titan back in the day. And I think before KB started shooting 3-gun, I told him, just get this one, be done with it.
Be done with it.
I know that he's a huge fan of the Ultradynes, and I've had a chance to shoot that, and it's a great comp. It probably works just as well. Maybe better, I don't know, but if you go with one of those two, you should be fine. It is a very good comp.
My hands are being old right now. What types helps better with the BCG or bolt? So
where did you see this?
DW says, which type helps you better, BCG or bolt?
I'm going to say bolt all day long. Matched bolt for your barrel.
Shoots on the Pua Center X in my 22 Victory Performance Center pistol today. Shot pretty tight at 10 yards.
Maca, we're all running 18s, all of us.
Yeah. Only difference, they have a different. Actually, do you have the same profile as me? Is it just Matt that has the thicker one, or you both have the thicker one? I think. I have the Kukri.
You have the Kukri, and Matt and I have the thicker ones.
Yeah.
Otter says the other day you did not want to talk about the barrel tuner. No, it's not that we didn't want to talk about it. We just don't own them, Otter. And we typically, unless I've done some research or have personal experience with something, I'm not going to just guess on something that I've read. I learned that a long time ago in the automotive industry. I hate to say this, and I'm not going to get into cars or anything, but when I first started getting into that world, and we would have your different writers from all of your favorite rags, you know, whether it was, I'm not even going to name names, but your favorite car magazines, most of those guys could not drive worth a shit. Okay. It literally turned into, oh shit, it's media day. You got to be kidding. We're probably going to lose 3 cars today. And it's not because they were pushing them so hard. It was just the fact that they didn't know what they were doing. And I'm like, how is this person even a writer for this magazine? I can honestly speak from experience now because I'm no longer with the company. We did a media day on a big release of a new motorcycle. It was a very big release. And we had this is not even cars, this is motorcycles now. I think we lost 2 motorcycles, brand new. I mean, these things had like 10 miles on them. We lost 2 motorcycles within 10 minutes of the media release. And it's like half the guys couldn't do, I mean, they know how to ride, but it's like, how can you speak authoritatively? So back to the story. I can't talk about barrel tuners because I personally don't own one. Maybe it's something that I need to look into, but no, I don't know. It says, but it is not the only way to solve your groups versus Freedom Seeds seeding in the 22. I don't know what that means.
Well, see, and I did some research on the tuners.
Well, there's Charles Tiffy. He's okay. I'm not a big believer in the tuners. They won't fix extreme spread and standard deviation. I'm not saying Charles is the know-all be-all, but you know, he's got experience with it at least. I don't, so I can't speak on it.
See, and I think if you're going to try to tune something, now 22 Rimfire is different over centerfire, but like you need to mess with all that stuff first. You know what I mean? Making sure powder drops are good, length of bullet, whether you need a long jump or a short jump into the lands and grooves. Get all that figured out, and then that would be a time when you'd want to start tuning. When it comes to 22, though, when you really can't do anything but, you know, buy the best box of whatever you can buy.
Yeah.
Maybe.
DW says, where are you losing accuracy in the 2 between bolt carrier group and bolt? In the gas? I'm going to say bolts. If you can get a matched bolt, so like if you buy a JP rifle, what you want is a matched bolt for it, something that's just hit space perfectly. I mean, the machining on those things and just the finish on them are great. I don't think you're losing anything there. It's just you're going to lose it between the bolt and the bolt carrier group. You are going to lose the gas because it's a direct impingement system. But I don't think you're losing accuracy in the 2. I mean, the question is kind of vague. kind of vague.
Well, that's where you're losing the accuracy, because if it was a bolt gun, guns seem to shoot more accurate than most gas
It's a
guns.
locked up system. You don't have to have the
less shit going
tolerances.
on.
Okay,
Or
so
there's
you have
this
to have
happening.
tolerances. Okay, so on an AR-15, when that bolt goes in, it rotates 22.5 degrees. That's exactly what it is for the lockup, 22.5 degrees. Well, they have to have clearance for everything to come in, rotate, and lock. Whereas a bolt gun, you've got the locking lugs, but you can put pressure on there. You put that kind of pressure on a gas gun, what's going to happen is you're going to have seized up bolts or non-operating guns that don't operate as well. Yeah. You can't get the tolerances as tight. The chamber is typically not going to be cut as tight. So and really, you the whole mechanism. If you're talking about the lockup, it's the mechanism itself. I don't think that the bolt carrier group is putting too much slop on it. But like I said, it's the clearance. I know that back in the day when I shot competition like M14s and anything like that, or even an AR-15, just the spring pressure from the magazine. This is why we married magazines. We actually tested it, and you would number all of your magazines because the difference in spring pressure can increase the tension on the bottom of a bolt and can cause a cam action where it tilts the bolt carrier group. I hope that makes sense, but it does make a difference when you get into long range iron sight shooting or any type of shooting. Is you want the same pressure all the time. Now, on a lot of those for long range, you're shooting off of a follower that is dished out because you had to semi-auto it. You had to single feed each one of those, so it does make a difference.
Here's a good question. I know you know the answer to this. So, Buddy D is saying, I'm thinking about mounting a silencer on my Tikka T3 6.5. Do you think it will affect accuracy? Here's my answer, because he knows more about suppressors than I do, but it depends on the suppressor. Like Thunder Beast is very good for precision rifle shooting. So that has something to do with it, depending on what suppressor you're going to put on it. And then go from there.
I think it will affect it, but how much it could be negligible. Okay. So, you know, a lot of guys say it. They think that it makes their rifle shoot better, shoot tighter. And maybe it could, but maybe it's harmonics doing that. You know, I did the test with the 22s. My buddy was telling me, hey, it does make a difference. You need to take it off if you're trying to put down quote unquote bench rest style, type groups. If the difference of, let's say, I'm just going to make this up, but the difference between shooting a third minute of angle as opposed to a quarter minute of angle, if that makes that much of a difference to you, remember, you can win a match and shoot a match and win it with one MOA gun if you're good enough. If that little bit of difference bothers you, then don't put the can on there. For me, it doesn't bother me, so I think you'd be fine on center fire, rimfire, because we're trying to eke out every little bit on these little teeny tiny targets. I'm just not going to run it on a rimfire. Let me see here. Oh, it just jumped. I'm losing a lot. All right, tuners work. You still need to get low ES and do bullet seating tests before playing with the tuner. Now, Ramsey Country, okay, has a lot of experience with it. I don't know yet. Conservative Sniper Hunter, this is my first one. It's a hunting rifle, so probably last me forever. Right now is the vehicle. I need you as instructor. It's a manual. I hear you, Shaggy.
This is the car.
All right, so let's see here. I missed on a couple here. Yeah, a +5 says with the newer type bullets, which there's been a lot of improvements in bullet technology, faster twist rates are the way it's going in most centerfire rifles. I remember 308 were 1 in 14, then 1 in 12, now 1 in 10. 6.5 was 1 in 9, 1 in 8, 1 in 7. Yeah, I mean, even 5.56, guys, remember way back in the day when the ARs came out, I mean, like way back in the day, I think they were like 1 in 12s. And you could get bolt guns of 1 in 12s, and then you see those dropping down where everybody's running like a 1 in 7 or 1 in 8 twist on those.
Yeah, Talking Rock. These things have been killing me, my man.
Yeah, okay, so you don't see what a tuner would do in 22. There isn't going to be any barrel whip. Okay, so yeah, there's not a barrel whip, but you're still tuning harmonics, I believe, on that. But you're absolutely right. I mean, you take a full MTU contour barrel and you shoot it, you wouldn't think there would be anything, but shoot a group and then just put your finger on the end of it, or have a buddy put a finger on the, not at the end of it, but on the barrel, and see if your group changes. Okay.
It will.
See what happens.
Just putting a suppressor on it, you can see it drop.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. There you go. That's perfect. Perfect example. So you're talking about barrel whip. You can take a suppressor and put it on one of these heavier barrels, and just that changing the harmonics and the weight of it, you're typically going to see the bullet impact go a little lower. It's rarely ever going to be higher, but you're drooping the weight of that barrel on, or that suppressor on there. And so that's changing the harmonics, but you're also getting it to droop. Even though you don't think it's moving, it's changing it.
It is definitely changing it.
Okay, so +5 says he thinks it loses in the bolt carrier movement with gas loss.
What's concerned? Where is he at? Where did it go? Armament axis. Load took me many tries. And sure.
What's up, Andrew? Eric Cortina also said that any factory ammunition, regardless of which bullet used, can be made to shoot very accurately if you adjust the seating depth for your barrel. I've heard that as well. Most bench rest 22 shooters use a barrel tuner. Good.
Now, does anybody out there shoot bench rest? And if so, put it in capitals so I can read it. But what's the best part? What's your favorite part about shooting bench rest? What's up, Andrew? How you doing? John Kreiderman.
What's the topic of the day? How to get beat by a 14-year-old girl. Had to throw it out there. Hopefully you saw the video, John. It was great hanging out with you over the weekend. Glad you could make it. And then
hey, what's up,
you're
Tony?
a little late, but we did talk about some of that.
We did talk about you.
He's like, no, we didn't.
No,
we didn't. Don't be mad.
What's up, Commando 97? So tired.
Plus,
get your ass to bed, Andrew. You sleepy bones. You lazy bones. Good night.
See you, Andrew. What's up, Redneck
What's
Prepper?
up with your truck, and what kind of truck is it? Oh, Bad Billy. He's got a Ford F-150, I think, or used to. James Smith running a 1 and 5.5 on my 300. Let's see. He saws out there even. Back now. What did you win? Tim Davis. Dun, 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 dun.
I have to answer this email. Sorry.
No problem. In the eye was a 22-250. Handy rifle with a 22-inch barrel, by the way. If you don't know the story of armament and axes, what up, +5? Yeah, I have a 6 ARs. They shoot just like my M4 did in the Army using similar ammo. They're more accurate than my duty rifles, but they are all free-floated with a lot better barrels. That's the thing. Accuracy costs money, unfortunately, for the most part. On the wait list for VOD. Oh, 6 rudders. 6 rudders out there says he's on the wait list for the VOD match. That's cool, man. Hopefully it works out for you. I don't know. Let's see. Actually getting Chris on here sometime this week. I talked to him today. He's waiting for his wife's computer that has a camera and a microphone to get back from the repair shop. So should be sometime this week, which will be nice. What's up, Bob Smith? Is there any difference in the accuracy between 4-groove and a 5-groove barrel? Ray's going to have to answer that, or Kenny Eagle Eye, or Ramsey Country, or Tiffy. Question. Baddest 6mm cartridge. Jeez. +5. That's a whole chat within itself. Let's see. Ramsey, there was a company that made a set of dies to change 22 ammo and get things consistent. Baddest in what way? +5. All right, so question for you while you're doing your thing. Is there any difference in the accuracy between a 4-groove and a 5R groove barrel?
I don't know, but I've had a lot of the 5Rs, and they've all shot lights out. And
I think the Tika's a 4, isn't it? Or no, maybe the one.
Yeah,
Sam
I don't know, but I know those.
Sam,
like
I think
the Mike Rock 5R. There was a bunch of them, but I've always had good luck with the 5Rs. I can't say if one's better than the other.
Shaggy, that is tough to solve without some diagnostic equipment. They're fixing cars over here. Come on, Bad Billy. Hook a brother up. Tell him the answer.
Maybe I just need to buy a barrel tuner and play around with it just to see. They make some that just screw into right into the
threads.
Half 28.
Yeah.
Take the CZ out there or something like that, or one that's threaded. Maybe like this will be a good test. So I bought one of the Bergara BXRs because originally Mini X was going to shoot that in this match. I had a lot of problems with it, and it shoots well, but it's always throwing stuff all over the place as far as flyers. You saw it out there at the range.
Oh, that new Bergara.
Yeah. So maybe I buy a barrel tuner that screws onto a Half 28, and we just check and see what kind of difference it makes. Throw a name out there of a good 22 barrel tuner where people aren't going to tell me, because I don't want to do the research on this. If you guys know of a really good barrel tuner, the guys are using them, they're 22 LRs.
Yeah, one of the
put it up there, and we'll go. Kenny offers the Heralds. I know he's got the Herald, but I definitely want to get one that I can just screw right onto the threads of the Half 28, not have to do any barrel work or anything. And we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll do a video. It's easy as that.
There you go. Bam. Done.
Just hit the easy button.
The best part of this is it says
so ATS.
Huh?
ATS barrel tuner. All right. I'm going to write that down. ATS barrel tuner. I don't want to just know the name of one. I want to know the best ones. That way somebody can't call me it wasn't a fair test.
It wasn't a good one, which they will anyways. Thoughts on lapping a barrel? Worked great for me on mini rifles. I know Kenny did a video.
Charles Tippy says money wasted.
Fire lapping. Charles Tippy. Kreideman says that the bad MF worked really well. Even they kept all his stuff together. I tell you what, I was the most unorganized this match out of any match. I had shit scattered from my car all the way over to the other car. It was freaking ridiculous.
Well, I appreciate it, Kreideman. He just read that out to me, and I wish I'd have brought more to the match because a lot of guys were wanting them. There was actually somebody from the match that emailed me, and because I had one left at the house, and he actually picked it up today. Let's see. Gunfather Precision made his own.
He did. It worked. It worked. I saw that video. He used what did he use? I can't remember what it was. It's basically a weight thing with a thread on the end of it. It went down the barrel a little bit, so he got it as big as the barrel, and then basically he could move it.
So the only offering so far is the ATS barrel tuner. All right, Otter, I'm going to call you out since you've been doing so much research on it. Which one have you been reading about that we might be able to get stateside? A barrel tuner for a 22.
Can you still buy an 18-inch barrel shotgun? Seems like they've been out of stock for months. I'm ready to give up. That is probably one of the hardest things to find right now is a shotgun. Is it Pinhouse? Pinhouse Levon? I don't know if I'm saying that right, but shotguns are off. They're flying off the shelves, gone off the shelves. All makes and models. We were talking to Scott the other day from Assurance Arms, and those things are like, as soon as they show up, they're gone.
Hey, Ryan, yeah, I know Eric Cortina makes one. I think he's got two different styles, but does he make one for Rimfire as well? I'll write it down.
Rock Island just came out with a $269 18-inch pump shotgun. Saw a review on it today. Ramsey. I have a tap and barrel. I'm sending it back.
Okay, thanks, Otter.
There you go. So I guess he does make a 22.
Well, let me look it up and go ahead and buy it then.
Has anyone tried the 600-yard quarter challenge yet? No.
We haven't had a chance.
No. We have not. Shit, I forgot about that. We need to write that on there. Let me see that board. Because I forget everything. 600-yard quarter challenge. That's right. Who started that madness? Was that you? Did you start that? 600-yard. Yeah, I gotta write this down or we're gonna forget. Quarter challenge. Quarter challenge. Right. Let's see.
It was 10 shots a quarter.
All right, hold on. Let me write it down.
It was 10 shots to hit a quarter at 600 yards, I believe.
10 shots. That's going to be a tough shot. And you could use center fire ammo, right? I believe.
What's that?
It was for a center fire.
Yeah, center fire. Yeah, hell yeah. I know, shooting 600 yards.
I was going, holy
I
shit.
wouldn't do that for 100 shots. Yeah. With a rimfire at 600?
You might.
Holy crap.
One's a tuner break and the other model is just a tuner. Cortinas are center fire, I believe.
Yeah, they are.
97
Yeah, that's what I'm reading right now.
All the barrels I buy are pre-lapped. I saw your comment, Armament and Axes, about pre-lapped. I left it alone. I didn't know enough on it. Kenny's got the video out. He had said. But yeah, most of the barrels now are. Yeah, Cortina has a 5/8 by 24.
Yeah, I saw that.
Tuners won't work on a 22 unless the thread.
Yeah, Ramsey Country, I think he's come up with one where you don't have to machine the barrel back, where you can just thread it straight on. I think it's for 5/8 24. I think he just released that recently, within the last month or two. But no, we're actually looking for one for Rimfire.
Your buddy ES is currently using. Who's that?
EES, Eagle Eye Shooting.
Oh, Eagle Eye Shooting. Okay,
for a 22? Okay.
The old man's story at the gun store started the quarter.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
No, I remember how it started with the knucklehead with the AR.
Yeah, that's a tuner break.
All right.
All right.
See you, Tim Davis.
Have a good night. We're going to get the heck out of here, too. You guys did an awesome job of participating. Great questions. Lots of great questions out there. So
we got to work in the morning.
We got to work in the morning.
We got to be there at 6 a.m.
Perfect.
I'm just kidding.
All right, everybody. You stay safe. Have a wonderful day. Anything you want to tell these guys and gals?
No, I enjoyed it. I wasn't planning this.
Oh, you know what? Happy birthday, Dick.
Appreciate it.
You got an hour and 7 minutes.
That's it. Well, I enjoyed it. It's been fun. It's been a long weekend, but it's been good.
All right, Buddy D, Bad Billy, the Shaggy Rothman, 45 Auto, Ryan Rafty, Conservative Sniper Hunter, Lynn Holt, DW, the other Tim Davis, Ramsey Country, Ronald Wilson, LZUSA, Otter. Let's see who else is out there. A bunch of you guys out there. +5, Commando 97, Lynn Holt, Armament and Axes, DW, Ramsey Country, and so on and so on. You guys were awesome tonight. Hopefully I said your name, Carrie Amore. You guys have a wonderful night. Pinhouse. William, there you are. Little ninja. I didn't even see you out here. +5, Commander 97, and
Big Country. Thank you.
Big Country. You guys have a wonderful night. Stay safe.
Have a good one.
And we will see you soon.